When you look at Christianity today, there are just so many different ways people practice their faith. And it kind of makes you wonder, right? With all these differences, is there a simpler way, a more unified way to live out what we believe? Well, today we're going to dig into a really compelling invitation that tries to answer that exact question. So yeah, let's just jump right in with that big question. What if? What if we could actually get past all the stuff that splits us apart? The whole idea we're looking at today suggests there is a way, and it's all about shifting our focus, moving away from complex arguments about doctrine, and instead turning towards simple, unified action. Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the call for unity itself. Then, we'll get into the 2 commandments that are the foundation for everything. After that, we'll check out the early church as a model, how you can actually join this living network. And finally, we'll talk about what it all really means. All right, first up, a call for unity. This really gets right to the heart of it. The idea here is to maybe set aside some of those really complex doctrinal differences that, tend to separate us, and instead rally around something we can all agree on, a shared practical mission. And this slide just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? On one hand, you have this focus on differences in doctrine and tradition, which, let's be honest, can divide and separate us. It emphasizes being correct. But the shift is to focus on just caring for each other. That's something that unites and organizes people. It's not about being right. It's about making sure no one gets left behind. It's a simple, but wow, a really profound shift. And here's the invitation, word for word. I invite all Christians to start gathering to take care of each other, to organize ourselves in a way that no one goes hungry, homeless, or without clothing. I mean, just listen to that. It's not a call to argue theology, is it? It's a super straightforward, tangible call to action. Let's build a community where we take care of each other, where basic human needs are the #1 priority. Simple as that. Okay, so if we're setting aside all the complex doctrines, what's left? What's the foundation for all this? Well, that brings us to the core principle, the thing that makes this unity not just a nice idea, but something that's actually, biblically solid. And here it is. The whole thing rests on just 2 steps. 2 commandments that Christ himself said were the most important of all. Step 1, love God. Step 2, love your neighbor as much as you love yourself. That's it. It's this idea that these 2 principles basically wrap up the essence of everything. It's a powerful way to simplify and focus on what truly matters, our relationship with God and our relationships with each other. And this is a really crucial point. This isn't about throwing out the rules. Not at all. It's about getting to the heart of the rules, fulfilling their ultimate purpose. The thinking is, look, if you are genuinely loving God and loving your neighbor, then your actions are naturally going to line up with the spirit of all the other commandments anyway. It's a huge shift from just, checking boxes and following rules to a life of active, real compassion. Now, this whole idea of a church organized around taking care of each other, it might sound kind of new or revolutionary, but what's fascinating is that the source material points out it's not new at all. It's actually based on the oldest blueprint we have, the way the very first Christians organized themselves. And this isn't just some theory, okay? The source says there is already a network in place with this exact purpose. Their goal? To organize his holy church. And their model is the way the early church did it. The whole thing is guided by the Holy Spirit and instructions from Jesus Christ. So this is presented as a living, breathing thing that's happening right now. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. How? We've talked about the what and the why, but how do you actually get involved? If this idea is hitting home for you, what are the practical steps you can take to connect? And again, here's that direct call to action. So I invite you to check out preparingyou.com to contact a minister, ask your questions, and join us. It's just a really open, straightforward invitation. Go to the website, ask whatever's on your mind, and connect with the network. It's all about just taking that first step. So the steps are super clear. First, you visit the website, preparingyou.com. From there, you can browse all the info and find the page to join a network. We've actually put a direct link to that page in the description for you. When you get there, you just click on your country and your region, and boom, you'll see the contact info for the person in your area. And the last step is simple. Just reach out. That's how you become part of this living network. And the way this is structured is actually really cool. It's not some big top-down centralized organization. Nope, it's a decentralized network. and it's designed that way on purpose to help you make real, local community connections. The whole point is to connect with people right there in your own backyard.
Now, you might be thinking, hey, I'm already in a group that does this kind of thing. That's awesome. And the source is really clear about this. This isn't about replacing what you're already doing. It's an open invitation for your group to connect, to collaborate, and to help widen this amazing network of care.
Okay, so this brings us to our final section. And this is where we zoom out a little and connect all this practical, hands-on stuff to one of the biggest questions we all ask ourselves. What's the whole point? What's the deeper meaning of all this? And the source asks this question that I think we've all asked ourselves at some point. What is life all about? Is it really just about being born, earning a living, getting old, and that's it? The point it makes is that maybe, just maybe, a life that's dedicated to serving other people as part of a real community, well, maybe that offers a much more powerful answer, a purpose that goes way beyond just the daily grind. And that's what we'll leave you with. The end goal here, with this unified act of faith, is to be worthy of calling ourselves the salt and light. It's about embodying those powerful metaphors. It's a call that goes beyond just believing something. It's about becoming a living, breathing example of that belief through what you do. So I guess the final question for all of us is, what would it look like to be that salt and light right here, right where we are?